Welcome to World Buzz Bulletin. Today, we report on a high-stakes victory in Central America, as a weeks-long electoral deadlock in Honduras concludes with a narrow win for a key ally of the United States. On Wednesday, December 24, 2025, the National Electoral Council (CNE) formally declared Nasri Tito Esfura the winner of the Honduran presidential election. The announcement brings a chaotic end to more than 3 weeks of uncertainty following the November 30th vote. Esfura, a 67-year-old construction magnate and former mayor of Tegucigalpa, secured 40.27% of the vote, narrowly defeating the center-right challenger Salvador Nasrallah, who finished with 39.53%. The margin between the two candidates was just 28,000 votes. The election results represent a dramatic shift in Honduran politics and a sharp rebuke of the outgoing leftist administration. The governing Libre Party's candidate, Rixi Moncada, finished in a distant third place with just 19% of the vote. The Trump intervention in the contest was defined by an unprecedented level of involvement from the White House. The ultimatum. Days before the polls opened, President Trump publicly endorsed Esfura, describing him as the only real friend of freedom in the country. He explicitly warned that the U.S. would cut financial aid to Honduras if Esfura were not elected. The pardon, in a move that stunned the region. The U.S. president also issued a full pardon for former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, an Esfura ally who had been serving a 45-year sentence in a U.S. prison for drug trafficking. Hernandez was released and returned to Honduras just days before the election. Allegations of interference. Opponents of Esfura have characterized these actions as blatant electoral interference. Salvador Nasrallah has refused to concede, calling the results the saddest Christmas for the Honduran people and alleging that thousands of ballots were tampered with during the prolonged manual count. A divided nation. The CNE's declaration itself reflected the deep fractures within the country. The decision was supported by only 2 of the 3 electoral councillors. The third member, aligned with the outgoing government, was absent and has alleged that an electoral coup is underway. Despite these internal disputes, international recognition has begun to flow in, with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Argentine President Javier Milei offering their congratulations to the president-elect. Esfura, known to his supporters as Poppy, Allah Orden Daddy at your service, has promised to be a unifying force and a pragmatic manager focused on infrastructure and private investment. However, he faces an immediate uphill battle to establish legitimacy, with the head of the Honduran Congress already rejecting the validity of the results, and protesters sporadically gathering in the capital. The transition to his inauguration on January 27, 2026, remains fraught with tension. Thank you for watching World Buzz Bulletin. We will continue to follow the legal challenges and the international reaction to this pivotal election.